You got a choice to make. Do you start the business yourself or do you form a partnership? That is the question. And it's one of the most important decisions that you can make as an entrepreneur. Whether you decide to do it alone or decide to partner, both options come with emotional and financial consequences that can be good or bad. And in this video, we will explore the scenario of working in a partnership so you can decide if it is best for your unique situation and business. I'll touch on the pros and the cons of different types of partnerships and more. So let's get into it. Now, I've been in a business partnership for over 10 years now, a decade, and have built 7-figure businesses with the same 2 partners. So you can say I have some experience in this category. And in my opinion, the biggest consideration you need to take into consideration when thinking about business partnerships is not taxation, it's not division of labor, it isn't even expertise or capital. It's actually self-awareness. That's right. You need to ask yourself if you are the business partner type. Because choosing to go against yourself by being in a partnership is like choosing to sit in a sauna with the doors locked. It may feel good at first, then it will get uncomfortable but tolerable until it becomes unbearable. So here are a few out-of-the-box questions to ask yourself before you jump into a partnership. And the first question, do you set the tone or do you match energy? Let me explain. There's a guy I admire named Shan Puri who created an unbelievable Twitter thread titled How to Ruin a Relationship in both business and life. And it's literally one of the best threads I've ever read on partnerships. You see, he explains that most people have what's called a relationship scoreboard. You know, my score versus your score. When I do something for you, you get points. And when you do something for me, I get points. And we measure how much we are getting from the other person, right? When they do less, you do less. When they do more, you do more. It's tit for tat. You mirror what the other person is doing. But this game has a twist because the scoreboard is invisible until I want something from you and the score doesn't match, because it's easy to remember what I did for you and simply take for granted what you did for me. So both people end up feeling like they are losing, which kills relationships. So how do you overcome this in a business relationship? It's actually quite simple. You become a giver every chance you get. Whenever you have the opportunity to be selfish, you be selfless. People remember that, which sets the tone where the relationship is about giving and not getting. Who can do more? In this model, the pie starts small but gets bigger instead of the pie starting big and getting smaller. If you set the tone and pick the right partner, they will end up doing the same, and you both end up with a huge pie at the end. Okay, question number 2. Do you enjoy being held accountable? Meaning, can you handle someone who evaluates and addresses the what, the when, and the how of the things you say and do? The truth is that there are some people out there who simply do not want to receive feedback, do not want to feel managed by anyone, and like to distance themselves from feeling like they are under a microscope. And that person may be you, which is actually perfectly okay. But if it is you, a partnership will not work, no matter how many pros you can find in a partnership. Which leads us to question number 3. Can you hold someone else accountable? That's right. As much as you need to enjoy being held accountable in a partnership, you will constantly have to hold your partner accountable as well. And some of us, we tend to delay having tough conversations or delay bringing something up in hopes that maybe, just maybe, it'll fix itself later. You know what I'm talking about. There's one thing in business that simply can't wait: results. And the simple math is that accountability equals results. So holding yourself and your partner accountable to the mission of the business and to the stability of the business comes first at all times. If you are the type of person that can't hold someone accountable, a partnership may not be right for you. So here's what I want you to do. If you believe you can work with a partner in your business, I want you to leave a comment, yes. If you don't think a partner can work for you, I want you to comment, no. Now, if you answered all 3 of these questions honestly and decide that a partnership is an option for you, let's talk about the pros and the cons of being in a partnership. Starting with benefit number 1, which is division of labor. In most cases, two heads are better than one, and four hands are better than two. So, by being in a partnership, you have the ability to simply split the responsibilities and the duties of the business. When my partners and I started our first business, we each took a part of the business and were responsible for growing and maintaining that specific part of the business. This allowed us to be more efficient, productive, and scale a lot faster than if it was simply one of us. You see, business owners must wear a ton of hats, and the weight of that can get overwhelming if you are the only one carrying them on a day-to-day basis. You know, me and the guys often joke that if it was just one of us in the business, we would not have grown as fast and as quickly. Now, benefit number 2 of being in a partnership is expertise. Each partner in the business should bring unique skills to the table that can benefit the business. Literally, make it a requirement to choose a partner where you are strong, where they are weak, and they are strong where you are weak. You see, this allows for a more well-rounded ownership team that can effectively tackle different situations. All right, benefit number 3, capital. You see, having the capital to start a business is literally one of the biggest challenges for entrepreneurs. And by entering into a partnership, you have the ability to share the financial responsibilities of the business with another partner. Additionally, in downtimes or times where funding may be necessary to maintain or grow the business, you have a little bit more options. Now, the fourth benefit might be the most overlooked, but it is extremely important. And that's benefit number 4, companionship and support. Yes, starting and growing a business is hard work. Simply knowing that someone else is in the ring with you, ready to fight, ready to have your back, ready to ride until the wheels fall off, and has just as much to lose or gain is a feeling that is not quantifiable. It's literally everything. Not only does it prevent loneliness, but the right partner will also increase purpose, drive, will, and provide necessary perspective that all founders need. Now, we know relationships in general are not all roses and apple pie. So here are the disadvantages of a partnership that you should be aware of. Disadvantage number 1 is ownership and power. When it comes to being in a partnership, you will have to give up your rights to be the deciding factor in the decision making. Or you simply have to run those things by your partner before you act on them. Any difference in values, work ethic, or direction between partners has the potential to cause conflict and disagreements, which is why it's important that you and your partner share complementary values and vision. Now, disadvantage number 2 is liability. Depending on the type of partnership you form, you may be considered a separate legal entity from yourself or your partner. If your business is sued, your personal assets are at risk if the business cannot pay its debts. This is true whether the liability is the cause of you or your partner. Now, disadvantage number 3 is lower profit. In a partnership, you divide the profit based on the share of ownership. And no matter how you slice the ownership, this ultimately means less profit for you to take home. But me, I'd rather have 50% of $1 million than 100% of zero. And now that you know the pros and the cons of a business partnership, let's go over how you can decide if a partner is right for you. Yep, being in a business is like being in a marriage. And it's best to know your partner before entering into a business relationship. So here's 5 things you need to know about your potential partner. Do you both have the same values and ethics? Do you both have a similar vision for how the business will operate and scale? Can you have a healthy debate with this person? Do your skills and experiences complement each other? And can we trust each other to do the right thing? You must have the answers to all of these questions because entering into a partnership is easier than getting out of one. You'll want to make sure you are 100% sure before entering into a partnership. Well, there you have it. Everything you need to know about partnerships, how to decide if you are the business partner type, and the pros and cons of a business partnership. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button for me. It helps others to find this video on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel for more financial information that helps you save on taxes and creates more profit in your business. By the way, be sure to check out our Money Smart Startup course, where we walk you through forming, funding, and understanding the finances of your business. You can find it in the description below. As always, I'm Karan from LYFE Accounting. Until next time.